I've been asked by the Dumfries Fairtrade Group to take a video today. I also have a stall with Fairtrade Products on it and also posters and leaflets, but my job today is to go behind the camera and interview some of the people and take pictures of some of the events taking place during the day. Should be exciting. Bye.
I'm Alison and I'm from the Dumfries Fairtrade Group, and we're really excited because today we're going to be signing the bid for Dumfries to become a fair trade town, and this means that our community will be contributing to making a better life for people around the world, and that's great.
Well, in 1969 I went to Canada in Australia. Yeah, so that one actually, in Canada, the old city, there are dye pits dug in the ground, very dry, very hard, full of indigo dye, and I've got pictures of the men sewing the cloth up, and then they pin it up and hang it up for days or spread it on the ground to dry. And we had curtains made of this kind of thing in the house.
I'm Rolf from Dumfries. I've got a stall here at the Fair World Fair in St George's Church in Dumfries. We've had a good time at St George's here. We've been selling lots of things. We've been here all day. The clock hasn't moved one bit. We've been selling items from developing countries, from India, from Bangladesh, from Peru, from Madagascar, from Thailand, people who really need to work for a living. We are giving them a decent day's wages for a decent day's work. We have got items here, nice and very shallow. I like shiny things. Look at this, isn't this great? Practical things, bowls, plates, spoons, trivets. Met my little friends, cute, isn't she? These are items which make a real difference to the people we are selling things to, because they are buying their items and they have a tangible link to people who work hard to produce fantastic quality items. This is a tangible link to the world's poor. The world is an unfair place. It will always be unfair. It doesn't need to be quite as unfair as it is. So we can help make things a fairer world by paying a proper price to people for an honest day's work. This is quality, it's good price, it makes a real difference to people's lives. They're working hard, we work hard, we want to spend our money in an efficient way that makes a difference. It's sustainable, it's ethical, it's evening out the world's finances, and I just love it. We've got items for Christmas advent calendars. How do you fancy this? Mr. and Mrs. Gnome, made from felt from Nepal, Kathmandu. Fantastic. Decorative, egg cosy. During the summertime, they're not Mr. and Mrs. Santa, they're Mr. and Mrs. Forest Gnome. Last for years. Sustainable, made from wool. What else have we got? We've got jam spoons, hooks, cat box. I love this. Put your sweeties away, lock it, lift the key, lift the lid, put your sweeties in there. Made by a guy called Rafiq in India. He's been making them for years. Great things. Created is the trading arm of an international Christian relief agency. Tier funds do work in 6 different countries. They trade from 16 different countries. Symbols of faith. We don't work just with Christians. We work through Christians, we work with Muslims, Hindus, whatever. We say, you're poor, we can help, we've got a bit of money, we want to even things out. Through trade, that's what we can do.
I think there's some butter at the checkout, and knives and forks.
Yes, welcome to the Fairtrade Soup Kitchen.
This is, yes.
I'm Judith Milne. I'm a member of the Dumfries Fairtrade Group, and one of the things I've been helping with over the last 2 or 3 years is the cafe which we run at the Fair World Fair. The cafe isn't really a fundraising event, but more of a consciousness raising event. So we serve fair trade tea and coffee and allow people to taste just how delicious it is. We also have home baking, and lots of volunteers bake things for us, and we ask them to include at least one fair trade ingredient in the recipes that they make. It's become easier over the years as there's more and more fair trade ingredients available in shops. It used to be quite difficult deciding what to bake, but now, as I say, there's lots of different things available, so you don't really have to struggle to produce fair trade baking.
Which is that in a moment we're going to sign the bid for Dumfries to become a fair trade town. And I just want to outline a few things that are involved in that. In fact, on the screen behind me, you can see the document. And there are 5 goals that you need to fulfil in order to become a fair trade town. And the first is that your local council need to support fair trade and pass a resolution doing so. And we want to thank Russell Brown in particular, that back in 2007 he emailed everybody he knew who had an interest in fair trade and said, get on to the council and let's put a petition together. So there was a resolution passed, and Liz Manson, who's here somewhere, here she is, who is the council officer with responsibility for fair trade, will be signing the bid on behalf of the council in a moment. The second thing that you need to do is to have local businesses who sell fair trade goods. So that's supermarkets and local shops selling the range of fair trade products that you can see available today, and also local cafes and catering establishments. And you also need the people who can find out about that. So we produced the Dumfries Fairtrade directory, and we also have a website which has an up-to-date version of this. So that's goal 2. And goal 3 is that you need to have local organisations who are using fair trade products. So having meetings where they serve fair trade tea and coffee, for example. And that includes local hotels and B&Bs who are using fair trade products on their hospitality trays, and local workplaces where the staff room uses fair trade, churches and schools and other organisations. And if you have a look at this, which is the portfolio that we have to submit, you'll find a big list. And if you have a look at the list and realise that your organisation isn't on it and should be, then please speak to somebody. So that's goal 3, and goal 4, which actually takes up most of this portfolio, is that you need to hold events like this one and gain media coverage. I think we've done quite a lot of that. There's a young lady here who counts her photograph in the press 13 times in her portfolio, starting when she was age 3. The final part of the bid is that you need to have a steering group who are taking fair trade promotion forward in your local area. And everybody, I think you can see today, wearing one of these t-shirts is a member of the steering group. And if you would like to find out more or become on our mailing list, or just to find out more about what our meetings are involved in, then please just speak to somebody with a fair trade t-shirt. So, I think I'm going to ask Sandra Watson, who is the chairperson of the Dumfries Fairtrade Steering Group, and Liz Manson to come up, and I'll hand the microphone over because I'm also going to sign. And the 3 of us will sign the document, and this will then be sent off to the Fairtrade Foundation, who will in 6 weeks or so assess whether we have done enough to say that Dumfries is now an official fair trade town. It's something that we as a group have been working on probably formally since 2008. So it's been a long time coming, and we're really pleased to have got to this point. So we're going to record it with some photographs and ask Elaine Murray and Russell Brown to just take part in some photos. So thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please feel free to come and ask. And once I've got the microphone, two other things. John Ritchie's from Just Trading Scotland is going to be actually doing a talk at about 2:15 on what it's like to import fair trade goods and what the impact of fair trade is. So why do we do this at all? So thank you very much, and we'll get on with signing.
Organisers.
Well, look at this way, please. Liz, I can't quite see you properly. Thank you.
That's not necessarily.
Okay. Thank you.
So is that enough photos done?
What are you looking for, Brian?
Anything about Dumfries Fairtrade Group and the work that they do. Do you want to introduce him first? Otherwise BBC won't know who you are.
I'm Alison Wright from the Dumfries Fairtrade Group, and I'd like to introduce Russell Brown, our local MP.
Alison, thank you very much for all that you do, first and foremost, and also for inviting me along today. It's absolutely tremendous that a lot of hard work has gone in here, and I hope in the next 6 weeks, when the application goes forward to make Dumfries a fair trade town, that we truly get recognition here. So it's down to you and everyone else who has worked so hard. We all know that it's the right thing to do, and everyone that's taking part in today, whether they're exhibiting or members of the public are coming in, this is what should have been done many, many years ago. But we are where we are, and we can only continue to fight this battle for so many other people who are disadvantaged in many corners of the world. So I'm delighted to be here, and I just hope that we get the right result in 6 weeks' time. So thanks for all that you've done here in Dumfries.
Right, all right.
And I'd like to hand over to Elaine Murray, MSP.
Thanks, Alison. I'm very proud that Dumfries is at the point where it's making a submission to be recognised as a fair trade town. The fact that you can buy fair trade foods and drinks in retail places and supermarkets is actually because of the hard work that's done by organisations like this, and they've done a tremendous amount to raise people's awareness of the need for fair trade and the importance it has to many of the most disadvantaged countries in the world. Congratulations to the local group, and I look forward to a successful conclusion of the bid and being able to proudly say that Dumfries is now a fair trade town.
Thank you. Right, you can move.
Oh, a big video. Go, 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 go. Put it down. This delicious fair trade coffee. Yummy.